like many aspects of Bellarmine, tradition defines our football program. 5 coaches, Denny Heenan, Bill Prentice, John Hanna, Walt Arnold, and Mike Janda, have done more than just establish a storied football program here at Bellarmine. These football coaches have cut to the heart of the Jesuit mission of forming men for and with others. They taught and continue to teach our student athletes how to put the team before themselves, how to treat players with respect, and how to play with integrity.
Well, you know, I don't know if you still have it here, but we used to have Freshman Day during the summer at the end of the school year, where students from grammar school, Catholic grammar schools, were invited here, and they gave us lunch and we took a test, and then we'd go out on the sports field and you played whatever you wanted to. And I chose to play with football. And Danny Heenan came over and noticed, and he said, "You come out, I want you out on September 11th. You come out for football, varsity football team." You know, I think Denny was a genius. He was a single coach. Nowadays, you got a coach for every position. You have all the facilities. We had nothing. We had a tackling dummy put up with a tripod. It sat in the middle. We used to knock that down quite often. But it was great, even though it didn't have the facility you have today. And people often say, "What number did you wear, Arnie?" And I said, "Gee, I don't know. I wore 3 one year or 2 another year." I said, "But my last one was 77. We bought new blue uniforms, and I played halfback, and that's not a good number for a halfback, 77.
Well, Bill Prentice was a fabulous football coach. He was an off-campus coach. He was not a teacher here. There were many former Santa Clara University football players who returned from the war, finished their college career there, and then went into coaching or teaching. So we had a number of those. Bill Prentice came from off-campus. He was the son-in-law of Dr. Emerald, who was our team physician. And Bill was a fullback at Santa Clara University, so he was a bruiser. He was a tough guy. He'd kick you in the seat of the pants. And of course, you have to realize this is the era where we were leatherheads, and we had no face guards and no mouth guards, and our equipment was all hand-me-down from Santa Clara University. And after our practices, all our sweaty stuff just went into a locker and stayed there till the next day, where it could walk by itself, and you had to put it on and go back out there. So it was a totally different era.
It was a great experience to have Coach Hanna. He was a teacher, and I think that in playing football for Coach Hanna and Coach McPherson too, but for Coach Hanna, there was a consistency, there was a calmness, and there was a class that he exuded. He taught, and he educated us in ways that taught us to be prepared. It taught us to play hard. It taught us to play with class. He taught us to play with all sportsmanship, always as the highlight of what we would do, or as the cornerstone of what we would do. And I think that certainly those things that Coach Hanna exhibited to me and to the rest of the team and to the community, you know, they carried over from not just the football field. And as I say, both Coach Mazuka, who was my senior year, and Coach McPherson, my junior year, were the assistant coaches. They were also our role models, and what they taught us carried way beyond the football field. It carried into life, and you know, we carry those ethics, we carry those principles today.
Walt was a former football player at Cal Berkeley. Most people know he was a fullback. So first, he was a very big, imposing guy, very intense to play for, but he assembled the toughness of what Bellarmine meant at the time. And what I remember about Walt was, when you were at practice, he was a very intense coach, and he cared for his players, but he made his work very hard. And I see him to this day, respect him, and you know, we always see him and say hello. So he's a great man.
What was it like to be coached by Coach Janda? I mean, first and foremost, he's a teacher. He's an incredible chemistry teacher, and he's an incredible football teacher. And so that was the mentality that he brought to coaching. He was a teacher, and he was very fair, very disciplined in how what he wanted to accomplish with his players, and very measured in his feedback and back to you. So that's the thing that comes to my mind about Coach Janda. He's just an incredible teacher.
Yeah, they had a huge positive impact in my life, without a doubt. I mean, they taught you many lessons that carry over into life, into work, into my everyday activities now. Basically, hard work, never taking a play off, being a team player, playing for your brothers out on the field with you, and just make sure you give it your all, every play, all the time. Finish through the line is what they used to say.